lead from Sam Hornsey. Arnie Shelton third, Simon Lowe moving up in fourth ahead of Neil Durham. And we look forward to more great action from the CIA Bike Insurance Thundersport GP1s. Down to Steve on the grid.
Pole position in the CIA Insurance GP1 race is Phil Crow. You remember him from Cadwell Park, he was in stunning form, and he's done it again here. He doesn't live too far away and he quite likes the wet. Look what Gary May's got himself, a Yamaha R1. He's looking to really climb back those points in the GP1 Championship. And then we've got some two new people on the front of the grid, Colm Lynch and Glenn Shaw. Rob Hoyles is all the way back in 12th, but keep your eye on that number 59.
Well, there on the second row, 82 Richard Elgin, 28 Mike Walker, 33 Andy Gibson, and 6 Michael Niblett. But the red lights are out. CIA Insurance Thundersport GP1 are go, and it's a superb start from Colm Lynch, number 4. The Honda down into Oulton in the lead, and look at the pack streaming down. Less rain coming out of the sky, but still an awful lot of surface water here at Oulton Park. But Colm Lynch leads from Glenn Shaw. Glenn, though, just losing that second place on the run down through Cascades to Phil Crow, and Gary May all over his rear wheel as they come out towards Shillow's hairpin.
Yeah, Gary May then, he's got himself an R1, he's tried it out, he's testing it yesterday. He was, I don't know whether he was struggling a little bit with it, but he feels quite confident for the race. Another rider that seemed very confident, he didn't do too well in qualifying. Oh, we got a rider down. Oh, and it's the rider I was going to mention. Talk about commentator's curse, that's Rob Hoyles.
Yeah, Rob there, everyone avoiding him neatly from left and right. He's clutching his shoulder there, but that's going to cause a bit of a gap back there. He was running in 8th place and everyone's slowing up to try and avoid him, but up the front it is still Colm Lynch just as they run into Hizzies. We'll just pick him up on the exit there. He's still being chased hard by Glenn Shaw, and up the hill they run, and you can see Gary May there lining up.
Yeah, he's just done him, he's gone up the inside.
Well, I'm afraid he's got to do it again. Red flags bringing that to a halt.
So another stoppage here in the GP1 race. This circuit's causing some tricky problems. Unfortunately, Rob Hoyles it is that's gone down in this one, and I believe word is that he's broken his collarbone, but best wishes to him. We should be back for the restart soon.
Soon as you like, here they come. It is CIA Insurance Thundersport GP1's away for the second time of asking, and once again, Colm Lynch, number 4, gets away well down into Old Hall Corner. The bunch shuffling through. Well, in that earlier attempt to run the race, there were about 7 or 8 riders who failed to make the trip, so it's a skinnier field now, but Colm Lynch is away at the front, and Glenn Shaw once again I saw getting away in second place well, but out towards the hairpin, and progress being made. Number 71, Phil Crow, is up in a second. Gary May right on his shoulder. Well, it's interesting. Phil Crow, he's not the smallest of riders, Steve, but my goodness me, he can shift a big bike as quick as you like, can't he?
He can. He's an astonishing rider. A lot of people say to me, oh, surely he can't be that quick, and he really is. And he's got a lot of thanks to say as well. Thanks to Moto 46, Chris Matthews, Whole Beach Tyres, and Tim Coles. And, you know, all credit to him. He's been doing a sterling job.
Yeah, he's magnificent. He's also a very cheerful chap as well. And as usual, the sort of rider we absolutely like. Doesn't seem to matter whether things go really well or not as well. Oh, and not going well at all there on the exit of Hizzies.
That's Michael Niblett.
Oh, Michael, now he's having a look around for the traffic, and luckily, as they head up out of the chicane there, they've got a view of him. He's safely out of the way, but Colm Lynch still from a closing Phil Crow. Gary May there menacing in 3rd place, and then it's Glenn Shaw, number 11, leading the charge of the rest. But look at this, Phil Crow really closing down on the lead. Gary May, first time in serious race action on that 1000cc machine, down into Old Hall.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit further back is Stuart Hall as well. He's sporting some new colours on his bike this weekend, so sort of blue and a luminous pink or red, whatever it is, but he's not featuring up in the top 3, which is where he likes to be, but you know, we'll have to keep an eye on him. Yeah, he's been a consistent performer all this season. No, but look at Phil Crow. He's right with Colm Lynch as they exit the hairpin, and now we've got the spitting fire machine of Mark Littler, number 41, and there on the back of that group, number 92, is John Fisher, the
Pendragon Racing entered rider, but this great battle up the sharp end, it's still just Colm Lynch from Phil Crow.
Yeah, I think you've just got to keep your eye on Gary May here. Gary obviously is well aware of the fact that this is a gold race. There's double points up for grabs. He could well go... Oh, we've got another rider down.
Yes, so the Exodus Shell as well, but he's up and okay as the marshals shove the bike out of the way. Yes, Gary May certainly going for a decent finish here, and he'll be fully aware there's double points on offer, as you're saying.
Yeah, 50 points for the winner. It's a lot of points to take, and he so wants to defend this title that he already, obviously he won the title last year. He wants it back, and he's hoping that the R1 will help him out. And obviously with Snetterton coming up next, you need a fast bike. And
Phil Crow has got a fast bike, and he's a fast rider, and he's got the lead, and he leads down the avenue. There's Martin Littler and Tony Keelty charging down towards Old Hall Corner, and Stuart Hall in the mix as well. But a brilliant ride so far from Phil Crow. He has got up into the lead. Here we see him, and Colm Lynch tucks in behind him as they go down through Shell once again. There, Gary May, though, poised, you'd imagine, in third, and Glenn Shaw away in fourth. Just ahead there of Mark Littler and Tony Keelty. That's the top six.
Yeah, Tony Keelty, I'm surprised actually that he wasn't... I had my money on him maybe grabbing a podium this weekend, and he's an exceptional rider in the wet. I don't know whether he didn't make... I mean, obviously that crash earlier with Rob Hoyles did push him down a bit, but with the restart, I don't know whether he struggled to get away or not.
Well, I'll tell you what, look at Gary May now. As he comes into view, is he having a look at Colm Lynch on the inside at the lodge? And he does. Beautifully done. I'll tell you what, talking about coming from a long way back, he really did line that one up all the way from Druids and just slips by into second place.
Yeah, and I think John Fisher's going to do an exact replica on Tony Keelty, and does so. Yep, two perfectly executed manoeuvres there. Fantastic stuff.
Yes, meanwhile up the front, Phil Crow's still leading, but Gary May's popped in the fastest lap of the race, and look at that, he sneaks underneath and into the lead, so it's Gary May now, the third different leader we've had in this race, but they're all still there in with a shout as we approach the closing stages. Oh, and there's another ride. In fact, there's a couple of riders down around the circuit, and oh, that bike is in the middle of the... And Gary May, well, I think he knows he's won, because he can see red flags and he loves every piece of that. This should be a win for Gary May from Phil Crow and Colm Lynch, and the marshals there making absolutely certain that they get safely back into pit lane. So Thundersport GP1, an excellent first win on the Yamaha 1000 for Gary May from Phil Crow and Colm Lynch. There they are on the podium.
Winner of the CIA Insurance GP1 race, Gary May. You've come here, new bike, you played on it, it seems to be going all right. Wet conditions, so very tricky, but 50 glorious points.
Yeah, I mean, I've not ridden the bike before in the wet. I mean, to be fair, I've only done probably 75 miles on it before I came here this weekend, so it's all, I mean, it's all learning. I mean, I have to say thanks to Maxton for their out, because the suspension was fantastic. I mean, it really worked well, and every time I make an adjustment, especially for the wet, it worked, so it was really good. And it was good job the race was stopped, because I managed to soften the shock off in between races, so it was good.
And now you've got the big bike. Snetterton's up next, and it should come in handy.
Yeah, slightly more powerful than the 600. We might possibly get the engine away and get a few more horses squeezed out of it. Might leave it as it is. I mean, it's pretty reasonable, to be fair, so we'll have to see.
Well done, Gary, and we'll see you then.
Thank you very much. See you later.
So the Thundersport GP1 standings, Gary May leading just from Peter Baker, Rob Hoyles third, Phil Crow fourth, and Stuart Hall in fifth place.